Hey, Dr. Mccauley. Hey, sir. We're having some internet issues up here. We got some bad weather in the area coming into the area real bad right now. They're expecting some possible tornadoes and different storms. But nevertheless, you know what? The word of God shall not be stopped, and it shall not go out and return unto him void, but it's going to accomplish that which pleases him.
Come on now.
That being said, I want to take a moment to introduce you to my good friend and fellow mentor, the man who makes it all possible to deal with the young people, Dr. Anthony Mccauley, all the way from North Carolina, the founder and CEO of Males of Distinction. Good morning, Doc.
What's going on, man? I love it, man. I love the attitude. I love the fact it sounds like to me, even though things are going the way they're going, you have an attitude of gratitude, man.
Well, the word teaches us that all things work together for the good to them who love God and are called according to his purpose. So I just believe we're about his business today.
Come
and
on,
even
now.
The devil can't mess with that. He can slow us up, but he can't stop us.
He ain't got no power, man.
You know, and I'm still in a phrase from our new exciting football coach down here at Jackson State University, Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Said when his foot got hurt, he said the devil messed with his mobility, but he couldn't harm his ability.
Come on, man.
So, Coach, I'm still in that one if you don't mind, okay? Because even at the storm, we're going to go ahead and talk about, you know, I want to thank everyone who's taken the time out to support this ministry over the past 2 years that we've been doing this. And I'm just so thankful to everyone for believing in what Harvest of Hope is trying to do and what we're attempting to accomplish. But also, I want to thank the ones who support us in our building, who support us on the air. Amen. Okay, well, bear with us. Bear with us.
Get him straight.
Oh, get him straight. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, today, I got Dr. Mccauley online. I want to share with him and have him introduce himself. And you get to know this young man all the way. Don't give up on us, okay? Don't give up on us. The internet is bouncing in and out, but nevertheless, can you hear me, Doctor?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Dr. Mccauley, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, first of all, it's an honor. It's an honor, Pastor Allen, to be in your presence.
God bless you. God bless you.
My name is Anthony Mccauley. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in the Pinehurst area, Moore County area. I am 45 minutes from Fayetteville. That'll give you a good landmark. But anyway, I am the CEO and founder of Males of Distinction. Males is making achievable life-enhancing strides. I deal with young men. I tell them their distinction means that they're set apart. We're dealing with young men in this area right now and getting ready to go global. I'm so grateful for Pastor Allen, man. And but we are doing some things here in our local county. I deal with some boys between the ages of 8 and 17 years old. Okay. In the last 4 years, I've come in contact with over 150 young men in this area. Wow. And has changed some lives. Some of them still want to find out the hard way of how to do things, but we planted seeds inside of them that I can still see that they give me the respect and give our leaders in the community respect when they see us.
Okay.
These young men, they are able to socially interact. They are able to, and I can walk into any school, Pastor Allen, and my boys, here come Mr. Anthony. So locally, everybody know me as Mr. Anthony. So
all right. Okay. Well, look, Dr. Anthony, that's what I'm going to call you because you're bringing healing all over this land. We are so blessed here in Mississippi that Dr. Anthony has agreed to allow us to put a local chapter of that Males of Distinction program here in Canton. And he's provided a terrific curriculum that allows us to grow young men. Because today I want to talk to you about a simple subject that we want to impart on these young men and young women. We're going to talk about a virtual meeting we got coming up next week. Yes, I believe it is. It's called A Teen Minds Matter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's going to be open to young men and young women, I understand.
That's right. That is correct. And what we're trying to do is we're going to bring a platform together. I'm a facilitator in that. I'm not, okay. I didn't come, that wasn't my vision, but that came through Margie McLean Foundation, who's also part of some of the things we have going on within the Black Business Expo. But we want to engage our teens I'm right now, Pastor Allen, here locally. When I walk up to my teens, I say, "What's on your mind?"
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop telling you so much. I want to know what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So we're dealing with some things right now. We want to talk about some healthy relationships.
Right.
We want to talk about, we want them to express themselves honestly. What we're going to do on this platform is hope prayerfully, and we know that I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking. I want to engage them in some conversation so we can see, we want them to feel comfortable enough to talk about some curiosities that they may have. Some health, we want to talk about healthy relationship, respecting each other's boundaries, staying true to your own values. And what do they consider to be healthy relationships? Their peer pressures are dealing with so much in this generation right now. So it looks like we're frozen. I'm gonna keep on talking, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I believe in high school students are doing things that I see that's happening right now and making choices that are unhealthy relationships. So we're dealing with those things, and we're gonna be talking about it on this healthy relationships platform next week. So we're having some technical difficulties, but to God be the glory. We're going to keep on going. But what we're getting ready to do and some of the things that's being allowed to take place right now in Canton is this program of males of distinction and ladies of merit. But Canton, Mississippi, Harvest of Hope will have full access to everything that we're doing right here in the state of North Carolina. But this topic next week that's coming up, this teen talk show, if any of young ladies or young men want to tune in next week, there's a registration that needs to take place, and we're going to keep on going. This is talking about the cases of unhealthy relationships. Also, want parents to tune in. Want parents to we want you to know about controlling behavior. We want to talk about all those things. Why is it important to talk about high risk behaviors that affect healthy relationships? Because 70% of women, I just kept talking, Pastor. I don't know what happened.
I don't either, but you just keep talking, Doc.
Okay. And one of the things I was hitting on about this topic, the teen talk show next week, is we want parents to tune in. We want everybody to tune in that can. There's a registration. This is a free registration that takes place on Eventbrite. I'm pretty sure Pastor Allen has been putting the links up and to register, because we want to talk about why is it important to talk about how high risk behaviors affect healthy relationships. Because some of the research I've done is that 70% of women, 80% of men who experience sexual assault had been drinking when the assault occurred. That's just some of the things we're talking about. And sexual assault is defined as any sexual conduct without consent. So many of my kids are dealing with this right now and doing some things that are ungodly and unhealthy within their peer support groups and their peer surroundings. And we want to talk about it.
Okay.
We want to talk about it.
Okay, Doc, let's back up just a moment, because we
Okay.
did lose you a while ago. And what you're talking about now is the Teen Summit that's being aired next Monday night, March the 28th. And it's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes,
but
sir.
5 p.m. for us here in the Central Daylight Time in Mississippi. It's going to be 5 p.m. And what I've done is invited a group of young people to come to our church, and we're going to watch together.
Yes.
And I hope that they would bring their questions and bring their concerns and the things that matters to them, so that we can discuss it and find out if there's help out there, if there's some place we can go when they're facing peer pressure and issues. Are they comfortable talking to their pastor, to their parents? We need to create an avenue where they are comfortable to be able to talk to any and everyone. I'm also putting a call in to our local football team at Jackson State University. I'm trying to get one of the coaches to come and talk to the young men. I've talked to the lady coach there at Jackson State basketball, terrific young lady, Dr. Reed, Tamika Reed. Her team played a game last Saturday. So with that being said, Doc, that's what this is all about. how do we engage the young people to be free enough to talk so we can know what's on their mind?
I think one of the things they have to see is someone or a group of us who really, really want to know what's on their mind and not just saying that.
Okay.
These kids can pick out, and they know when you're coming at them real. They know when you sincerely have their best interests at heart.
Mm-hmm.
God has given me that ability. It's a gift, Pastor Allen, to be able to adapt to my surroundings and be able. These kids trust me, and
Okay.
I don't take that for granted. The genuineness that I have when they see me and they run to me like a place of safety.
Okay.
I don't take that for granted. God has given that to me, and I keep a prayer over that.
Okay.
And they know. And I went to my kids and I said, what is it? Why y'all like me to come around? Why y'all always coming around me? Why y'all jumping on me when I come around? And they said, man, Mr. Anthony, my daddy locked up. And you're like, I ain't never had a father, but you're a father figure to me. And you always keep it real with us. And you tell us what's going to happen if we do certain things. Mm-hmm. And some of them want to find out for themselves. But I was the same way. My daddy told me not to turn left down the street. I turned left for 30 years down there, messing in and out of addictive behaviors until I turned back right.
I hear you. Now, one of the things that I am but particularly concerned with when we're talking to these young men in particular, we certainly want to include the young ladies when the program was running, but for these young men, you don't have to come from the same background that others did for us to want to help you. You don't have to be abused. You don't have to be abandoned. You can just be a good kid doing the right thing, but you need some guidance and how to get to the next level. And we want to be able to provide that guidance as well. So we're not alienating or excluding any young man. It's particularly if they feel like, well, I don't have a problem. I'm doing good at school. Like my parents are great. That's good. But we want to be able to make sure you have access to the doors that can open and lead you to a better life.
Yes, Pastor Allen, that's a great point you just mentioned. I don't want this. They put a label and they say at-risk youth. These kids they're not at risk. They're at purpose.
At purpose.
I want the kid that's the A honor roll. We want them to have goals and aspirations.
Absolutely.
Just like some backgrounds are different, and some misfortunate. Some have mother and father both incarcerated. Some don't. Some have their mother and father in the home. Right. We don't have a status on this program to say you can't come unless you're a bad kid. No, we don't do that. We don't roll like that.
Central Daylight Time right here in Canton. We're going to host a group at Canton. You there back, Doc?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're going to host a group at Harvest of Hope Christian Center at 3091 South Liberty Street. We're going to have the big screen set up so that they can see and hear other teens from around the country. This is not just going to be for Mississippi or North Carolina. This is a global teen summit. And you matter. We want you to know, children. When I say children, kids, you matter. What matters to you should and does matter to us. We want to know so we can help you get to that place you want to be. So, Dr. Mccauley, what kind of, I know you got a terrific curriculum that was designed for the program, how to reach the kids. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. We do some, we have community programming as well as this school impact program.
Okay.
Our school impact program is where I go around to about 7 schools in my area. Impact is I'm making positive action changes today.
Okay.
I walk into a school system and they say, Anthony, I got 6 boys down the hallway that's acting up. I'm like, okay, don't send them home and suspend them because they ain't gonna do nothing but go home and play video games. So I gather a group of boys and I teach a curriculum called the Why Try curriculum and just pour into them so they don't have to go home suspended. Okay. We have a curriculum under the Males of Distinction umbrella here in North Carolina. We have a jiu-jitsu program for behavior. The kids love when the karate instructor comes in. He teaches them the Japanese language. We have a drone program. I'm a drone pilot, which I'm also going to incorporate and make sure that some of the kids in Canton, Mississippi will have virtual drone training.
Okay.
And that's part of the future that's coming up. And any young man or young lady that turns 16 can go take their FAA drone pilot's license and open up their own business.
Okay.
This is going to be big for the future.
Okay.
Also, we do some brain curriculum things that brain game we set up like a Jeopardy talk show. And we do some things to help that way. And teaching life skills, teaching how to fill out an application, teaching the young men to raise the hood on the car so you can see how to change the oil, so you can know basic auto mechanics, teach you how to tie a necktie. And we're gonna be uniform. We want you to. We have our T-shirts and our shirts. We wear khaki pants. We're not talking about khaki pants with a piece of rubber at the bottom. You wear casual khaki pants, and we're uniform. You pull your pants up. You wear a belt, and we're just teaching you things that you're gonna need to do to enhance your life to the next level. Yeah. We have your best interests at heart,
and that's what it's all about. And that are the kind of program that I. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so we're trying to get it so that, like I said, we want to bring the kids to the camp, to Harvest Spoke Christian Center campus, 3901 South Liberty Street on March the 28th. Be there at 5 p.m. because they're going to start on time. And we want to know what's on their mind, not just what they think, but we want to know how to help them get to the next level. Tell me what your dreams are. Tell me who you want to be when you grow up. Tell me what course of studies you want to take. Tell me if your school provides a community college curriculum or a four-year college degree curriculum. We need to know how to help you succeed. So we are so looking forward to that. And we are so looking forward to you, Dr. Mccauley, being able to assist us. He's virtual. And he even told me if we do right, he might even make a trip down here.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm on the way now. Trust and believe that I'm coming down that way. And we want to, like you said, it's important right now because I want our teens to know they have a voice and they are our future generation.
Okay.
And some of them are dealing with even some open communication is what we're trying to establish here. And on this platform, on this teen talk show, I know we're probably going to have to do some engaging to get them started and open some questions up. So we want them to know that we want this to be a safe place, but you're gonna be all over. People are gonna be watching. So open communication, honesty is what we want. And if something's on your mind, let's talk about it. I know we won't have but an hour or so, or I don't know how long it's gonna go, but let's engage in some conversation because nobody's asking them what's going on. I'm finding out from some of my boys here locally that they've had some of my boys that you never would think told me that, man, during COVID and at home virtually, I thought about suicide. I'm like, what do you mean thought about suicide? So I'm dealing with 6th graders that are using marijuana.
Wow, come on.
So we're dealing with substance use and abuse as well. So we need to know what's going on with them.
Okay. Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and put this out there right now, Doc.
Oh. I think I'm still backstage here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're having some technical difficulties. But to God be the glory. We will be back. They'll come back on here in a minute, but I'm just so grateful right now of the position that God has me in, and He's placed me to meet Pastor Allen, and it's been such a wonderful thing. He's been mentoring me. He's been pouring into my life and giving me some great things to look forward to in the future. And it's all a setup. It all has been a setup for what God has been doing in my life and how He continues to enhance my life. Just when I thought, and this is my personal thinking that it was time for me to do some things. Yes, and I've been working with young men since 2017. But before all of that, I was part of Big Brothers, Big Sisters national organization. And while I was in Jacksonville, Florida, I began to do some things to help. I seen a need in juvenile justice system with all these kids, all these young men who being labeled. As I began to work at an in-school mentoring program for another organization, I saw the need for young men that didn't have anybody that looked like them, that needed someone to be a father figure and a mentor to them. And it worked. And I prayed to God, and God gave birth to the Males of Distinction Ladies of Merit Foundation. It was a vision that I walked into, and it's been working because God gave it to me. So He's been providing for me ever since. Some of the things that I dealt with early on in my life was dealing with some addictive behaviors. I found myself, I was a standout athlete, football, basketball, and I ran track in high school. And I remember at some point, well, it happened to me. I had some injuries, some knee injuries, and at my age, at 56 years old now, I just had my knee totally replaced due to some football injuries and having a knee operation number 6. So what happened? I began to find myself working some wonderful corporate positions, finding myself doing some wonderful things in my life. And I got a hold of something that my body and my brain and my body loved. In the 1980s, there was an epidemic that came out and hit the streets, and mainly in Black communities, of a crack cocaine epidemic hit these in the 1980s. I found myself calling myself a drug dealer. And some of the things that hit me in my life was I tried it. And it took me on a trip that I never want anyone else to experience. I knew at an early age that my life, God had a call on my life. And also, I can remember growing up in a home, and my father was a disciplinarian. He taught me things, but he was hard. I'm being the oldest of 3 kids. My father instilled in me some of the things that I'm using right now, utilizing in my life to help me provide for a family. And I thought that at those times when he was telling me to take out the trash, when he was teaching me how to chop wood, when he was showing me basic mechanics, that he didn't have my best interest at heart. But I knew he did. I knew he did. So
let me ask you something. Are you answering the questions that are coming?
Yes, sir.
I thought you were, because I was getting ready. Yeah, bless
I'm
you.
flowing.
You are on it, Doc. You are on it. Listen, we are about to run out of time. I so want to continue this conversation with
Yes,
you.
Sir.
I so look forward to us doing a virtual with you at our building when we get the young people there.
Yes, sir.
You are the CEO and founder of this program, Males of Distinction. We are prayerfully just a local chapter. And it is our desire to work with you to move this program globally. Because if it works in North Carolina, it can work in Mississippi. If it works in Mississippi, it can work in Texas.
Yes,
if
sir.
it works there, it can work everywhere. Because we believe that when men and women come together to be what we used to call the village that raised the child, then we can make a difference. We can make an impact. Dr. Mccauley, Anthony, this is my friend Anthony, and I'm going to go personal now. Man, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for answering the questions.
Yes, sir.
Continue to do what you do, Doc. I look forward to seeing you next Monday if I don't see you before. I look forward to being a part of Males of Distinction so that we can make a difference in the life, not just of the individual, but in the community, because they will impact the community one way or the other, won't they? Give us some parting words before we go, Doc. We got about 90 seconds.
Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you, Pastor Allen, for kind of taking me in and mentoring me and leading and guiding me. I respect you to the utmost. But most of all, Canton, Mississippi, you guys are amazing. I'm on my way there. You will know me face to face. I'm a real tangible guy. But first of all, I want you guys to know I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay? And I'm looking forward to what's getting ready to happen and meeting some wonderful people in the Canton, Mississippi area. I'm already so.
All right, Doc, let me say this. On Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. my time, Eastern Central Daylight Time, 4 p.m. your time, we're going to be on the Black Business Expo USA Olympics. Go to Facebook, click on Black Business Expo USA, and you will find Dr. Mccauley and I continuing this conversation to over 200 countries around the world. God is so good. And yes, Jesus, you said it. If we believed in you, we would do greater things than that. Thank you for the internet and for communication. God bless you, my brother. I love you. I will see you soon. Take much good care of yourself, and I look forward to talking to you soon, okay?
All right. Love you, sir.
God bless you, man. We'll holler.
All right.
Thank you.